What's happening, everybody? And what we have here is an absolute mess. And yeah, what we have everywhere is an absolute mess. COVID-19 has struck, and it has struck hard throughout the world. And so I needed to look at what our future holds with the 2020 photo challenge. And over the next few weeks, I think we're okay. I believe it's all things we can do while in quarantine if we absolutely need to. But I kind of get to some of the main things about this. First of all, if you're new to the channel, this is the 2020 Photo Challenge, a segment we do each Monday, posting on this channel here, as well as on our Facebook group, which is at www.facebook.com/groups/2020 Photo Challenge. And as I said, each Monday we post a new challenge for these 52 weeks of 2020. This week's challenge is week number 13, and it is SlowShutter. Now, there's many things you can do with a SlowShutter. You use a SlowShutter in low light so that you can gather enough light in to get the images you want, such as for astrophotography, like this image here. And you can also use SlowShutter for any type of dark situations. You would just set your ISO, set your aperture, and then slow your shutter speed down in order to get the image that you want. It helps with kind of keeping your noise down by having a slow shutter or a long shutter. You can also use a slow shutter to allow movement. Now remember, when we did FastShutter, we were trying to stop all movement and have the images as crisp as we could possibly get it. Well, with a slow shutter, we can use it for something like when we're doing panning or capturing motion with blur in that motion or blur in the subject to show that motion in our image. You can do it for what I call ghosting, and that's like if you're taking an image of a location and there's lots of people there, and you don't want to have all those people in the image. You would rather have just the location. You can run a really slow shutter, and the movement of the people keeps them going through the frame so that they are either blurred out or they're not visible at all. Slow shutter is great for something like a waterfall. We were talking about to show the motion. You can catch ocean waves or waterfalls and allow that water to flow and show the flow in the image with everything else nice and crisp and clear. Now, slow shutter may be a tough one for us to do during this time. So if you can, do it. If you can't, come back to it later. Just like if you're new to the challenge, you can always do the past challenges at your convenience. Fill them in. And that's what I'm going to say on this slow shutter one. If it's something you can't do now, go back to one of our past challenges, even if you've already shot it, and see if you can improve on it. So the thing is, let's keep shooting, even in this quarantine time. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm kind of rearranging this whole little studio setup and getting paperwork done and testing myself with some different photography techniques as well. But for the slow shutter, I'm trying to do a little bit of documentation on this whole COVID-19 thing. And so I started a new project, and I'm going out late at night when there's no people out, which there shouldn't be people out anyway, but when there's no people out, and I'm getting some photos of some of the different buildings and things like that. And so my entry for this week is this one, and I'm going to call this Wilson at Night. I live in Wilson, North Carolina, and so that's what we've got here. So Anyway, week number 13, the challenge is SlowShutter. If you're able to take this, feel free to share it on social media. It's a great time to be sharing this stuff on social media because people really need something to do and something to kind of keep their spirits up. So share it on social media. Use the hashtag SlowShutter and the hashtag 2020 Photo Challenge. Post your photos on our Facebook page at facebook.com/groups/2020 Photo Challenge. At the top of the announcements, we have this posted just like we do every week, and we'll take this one down next Monday and put the new one up. But post it under this challenge, and let's do what we can to keep our sanity. So until next Monday, have fun shooting, stay safe, and I can't wait to see what you got.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.